Hey, it's a Tuesday morning and it's 8 o'clock in the morning and we're still trying to wake up, grab our
Yeah.
coffee, and we turned on the camera and we said, what the hell are we going to talk about? And I mean, we've been doing this for over 5 years now. And you start to run out of ideas.
Yeah. It's funny because I have all these ideas written down, but I don't like them.
Yeah, I write them down and then I prioritize them.
Yeah.
And then I look at them a few days later and I cross it off and I add a couple of new ones. And, you keep saying, well, and sometimes we'll talk about, you want to talk about this? We've done that before. Oh, yeah,
That's what
we've done that.
yeah.
Yeah, once, or no, actually, we've done that one twice. Or we tried to do a new spin on an old story. And 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 folks, if you want to be a podcaster, it ain't easy work. You got to spend some time trying to figure what you're going to talk about. And
Do you
and and
ever do you ever like sit there and like you have this great idea and you get ready to get on and you got all this stuff you want to say about it and then you do it and you're like, I hated everything about it. I have trashed episodes. Like I've gone on and I've started to talk and I'm like, this is a great episode. And then I'm like, no, it's really not. It's not that
yeah,
good.
and I very often what I do is I go in with an idea and I start, and it has to do with uh, remembering names or times or places, and for some reason I can't remember a thing. And I'm
I
I'm
get
I'm
that.
sitting there going, yeah, you know that guy. He appeared with that girl. What's her name? And what was the name of that movie? And where was that movie filmed? I'm you're like trying to tread water.
And it doesn't help. It doesn't help right now too because I just don't feel good. So I'm like just staring at my pale, pasty vampire face, and and all I'm thinking about right now is I really got to work out today. But then I'm also thinking like I really feel like dog crap today, and I don't. So like I'm totally distracted, mentally distracted, physically distracted, and I'm also wondering like when you get older, do you get sick more?
Well, yeah, you know,
Really?
yeah,
That's what's
but
happening to me then.
you're going through an early phase.
Well, so when you're little, like kids are just petri dishes. They're sick. Their bodies are, getting all these things and whatever. And then for the longest time, I was pretty good. If I got sick one night, it was like, I don't really feel good today, but I'll be fine in a day or two. Now I'm like, I've been going back looking and I feel like I've been sick a lot more times this past 6, 7, 8 months than I have been sick in the last 3 years.
Well, and as you get older, it's harder to recover from almost anything. If you get the slightest cold, and all, usually, you take your aspirin or whatever, NyQuil, and in a few days, your head is clearing up and you're feeling okay. And you're, you got a residual cough that lasts for a month. And I'm sitting here even sometimes when we're doing our recordings together, and I got my finger right on my little mute button on the microphone because I feel a cough coming on. So while you're talking, I press the button, do my coughing, get back on online.
Because I've noticed, like, and then I'm like, all right, I'm eating pretty good. I've been training really well. I'm putting good stuff in my body. Why am I getting sick? Like, why do I feel like my inner bones are so achy? Now, there's no fever, there's no throw up, but I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, yeah. So I'm going to try to sweat it out today. I'm going to try to do like they tell you not to do like high intense workout when you don't feel good. And I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to try to sweat it out. I'm going to try to do like 25 minutes on the stairs or the row machine and just sweat it out.
Well, and I'm going to do something similar too. I'm going to put in about 3 solid hours on the couch.
Yeah, I can.
Just
Well, then the other thing is I'm thinking like, so when Luke gets home from school, he don't care that I'm sick.
that's right. Dad, I'm home. It's party
Yeah.
time.
Hey, buddy. Daddy don't feel great today. Now, if I'm real sick, like he's pretty good, but if I'm like, I'm just not feeling great, he'd be like, cool. So, do you want to wrestle? And I'm like, what? No.
Which is, I'll tell you what, Dad, you just lie down on the floor and I'll just jump on you.
Yeah. So I like to play the game of let's play like hide and seek. And he's like, no, Dad. I'm like, I just want to go hide and lay down. Like, or then he'll be like, hey, let's play with our Nerf guns. And I'm like, cool. Well, you go hide and I'll try to sneak attack you. And then I take my
Right.
sweet time crawling on the floor, because although I love it, 9 times out of 10, 8 times out of 10, he doesn't want to chill and play video games when he comes over. He doesn't. And like when he's with me, I'm not saying we don't have those moments because we do.
Sure.
Like if it's, rainy outside or he's not feeling good but typically when he's with me, he doesn't want to do video games. We'll draw, we'll read, we'll play with guys, we'll do puzzles. We're working on a 150-piece puzzle right now. But he doesn't want to. And this is one of those days where I'm like, bro, you just want to play video games all day? Like, I'm okay with it. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that when you get older, yeah, you probably recover less. I don't know, man. I think this has just been a bad year for sickness, to be honest with you.
Well, you got an active son and you're burning candles at both ends anyway, between your podcasting and work and everything. So, yeah, that's what that does is it lowers your resistance and it makes it a little bit harder to deal with sickness.
Yeah.
But it also makes it twice as hard to deal with recovery because you can't just say, all right, that's it, I'm shutting everything off. I'm gonna stop the podcasting. I'm gonna, take a couple of days off from work. No, that isn't in the game plan. You got to
Yeah.
work through it.
Yeah, it is. And that's why I was like, then I was talking to my buddy. I was like, all right, man, do I push myself on this workout? And he's like, if you got a fever, no. He's like, which I don't. If your stomach is sick, don't. And that's not the case. He's like, but you got to listen to your body. Like if your body's like, hey, bro, I don't want to do this today, then you got to figure out if you should even do anything at all.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, is it my body or is it just my lazy head saying don't do anything?
No, I listen to my body too, because sometimes it's hard to decide, do I want pizza or do I want tacos? Uh, uh, you know, but that's another story.
The struggle is real.
Yeah, that also goes along with older age because right now you're young and you're trying to keep that youth and that stamina going and everything. Once you get to my age, you say, if I haven't done it up till now, it ain't going to happen starting now going forward. You know?
I just gotta keep on that mentality of
Yeah,
focusing and it's because motivation ain't there. Look, motivation dies, man. I don't
that's
care what
right.
anybody said. Motivation is fleeting. And I think if you rely on motivation, you ultimately fail. So you got to figure out a way to push through. You can find things that motivate you, and that's fine, but you're still a human being. But you got to find things to push through and make it be discipline. So like
Always,
today, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go for a walk instead of a run.
yeah. I always figured that's why they built all these health clubs, is because when you lose the motivation to do something, you can just strap yourself to a machine and the machine does it for you.
Hey, that would be great. But you
You
got to
know,
get there.
you don't want to
You
sit
got to
there and
get
do,
there.
you don't want to do those leg lifts. Just get into the machine and the machine is up and down, up and down, and up and down for you.
But you got to get there. You got to get to that place. You got to get to the gym. The
Yeah.
hardest thing ever is getting to the gym.
Yeah.
Once you get to the gym, it's fine.
And you ever notice how many people that drive to a gym will sometimes sit in the parking lot in a row, waiting for a parking place closer to the entrance to open up?
I know.
I mean, you went there to get exercise. So if you're parked 4 or 5 rows back and you have to walk to the entrance, isn't that part of the exercise routine?
Man, that's why like at work, I park way out there just so I can walk,
Yeah. Just
you
like I
know?
always really love the ones that have the temporary handicap uh, things to put on their rear view mirror,
Yeah.
and they get out of the car with their gym bag and everything, and they're they're going in to work out. But why do you have this handicap?
Yeah. How did that happen? Right?
Yeah.
How did you make that happen? I don't know. I don't know. I gotta shake this little sickness though. It's annoying, man.
Well, yeah, and then once you get better, in the back of your head, you're saying, it's only a matter of time before I get nailed again. I know I'm going to get sick again because, and in your case, you either going to get it from somebody at work or you're going to get it from your son when he comes home from school.
And I mean, I am a hand washing machine, man.
Yeah,
I wash hands. I spray Lysol. I take vitamins. I
pure.
eat pretty good, man. I had oatmeal today, an apple. Like you can't. I mean, like you can't. That's not bad stuff, you know. Like I'm gonna, my lunch today. I think I'm gonna make a shake, like a smoothie, like a bunch of green, and I'm
Yeah.
like, it's not like I'm putting down hot dogs.
Yeah.
All I drink is water and coffee. I haven't had a soda, and well, I had a soda for Super Bowl, but that was it.
Yeah.
And I haven't drank. The last time I had a drink was a couple months ago. So, I mean, but meanwhile, I'm over here looking like the crypt keeper, you know?
Well, they always tell you to keep hydrated and all. And so does that mean water or does that mean a six pack?
Oh, yeah. Well, as long as you drink something, I don't care.
You're right. As long as you drink something, it doesn't matter if you have to stumble home to
No,
crawl into bed. Just
no, not at all. And I got a beer event I'm supposed to go to very soon. And I'm like, and I have to go to it. I'm like, oh,
yeah.
well. The
Well,
struggle is real.
you got a beer, and you told me you got a wine event coming up with Christy
Yeah.
Brinkley too.
No, no, I don't have that. We did that a long time ago.
Oh, you did that one before. Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. No, no, we don't have that. I'm working on another one, another event with a band, but I can't say who it is. So
Oh, yeah. And I'm still waiting for that invitation for
me
Snoop.
too.
Huh?
I'm trying, man. That's always there. It's always on the horizon, but yeah, I feel like just when I get close enough to grab it.
But
So I don't know.
but it'll happen one of these days, and I,
One of
and I,
these days.
and
One of
and
these
I'll
days.
be there. So,
If that's the last thing I do, it'll happen.
all
But
right,
hey, we
folks.
had, we had Demarcus Lawrence recently, so
Th-
that was cool.
That's right.
You know.
All right. So go out, stay hydrated and everything. Take care of yourself. Be well, and join us again next week. All right. Take care. Bye.
Bye, guys.